troll woman looks more weary than you have ever seen her. The club is virtually shut down, and she doesn't seem to care. She has lost that presence which had once so defined her, and it has left her visibly smaller. The world's got mad, hasn't it? Perhaps you want to tell me what's really going on here? She looks at the nearby photo of her son Callum hanging from the metal shelf. Callum thinks Henry isn't his father. He thinks I had an affair. He even threatened to tell Henry if I don't let him leave. The truth is, he's right. I did have an affair. I had several affairs. I was young and beautiful and very aggressive. Aggressive. I was going places. Henry was gone at sea most of the time. Henry isn't Callum's father, but I can't tell Callum the truth about his father. It might destroy him. Are you so sure? Truth often frees us. Sometimes, but it also shatters our illusions. Your illusions they don't help you, man. They hurt you. That man now whispers promises to my son, a free ride through university, a guaranteed starting position at Baihu, a bright future. Callum doesn't know what that world is like. Once I was ready to leave Henry for that man. He lavished gifts on me. He told me I was special. Maybe he really did love me. I was a troll girl from Hioi, transcending her meager beginnings. I was becoming someone of worth, and I even had a powerful human lover. Ermine fixes a level gaze at you. Baihu has always frowned on metahumans. I was an exception. I thought that just because they accepted me, it wouldn't affect me anymore. In fact, I myself look down on most metahumans as oversensitive and lazy. Oh crap. A self-hating troll. Then he invited me to a high-level corporate retreat for the weekend. Oh, what happened? My eyes were open. Do you want to know what they do at these retreats? They hunt. Oh. But what is there to hunt here in Hong Kong? Nothing. Nothing but that which is different. Those they secretly disdain, those they see as animals. They hunt poor metahumans. Okay. Somehow they thought I'd be okay with it. They thought that I was one of them. Well, they don't kill their prey. It's more satisfying to let them live, knowing their victims are powerless to find justice. They take trophies, the tips of an elf's ears, an orc's tusks, a troll's horns. She reaches up to stroke her own horns, as if reassuring herself that they're still intact. I realized I had already given them a trophy, my basic humanity, my principles. Ermine's voice cool and professional. Her expression is earnest. For me, it wasn't about humans versus elves or orcs or dwarves or my kind. I want you to understand that, SCKC. It was about common humanity. It's about how we treat all people. What did you do? I acted like it was fine and held it together for the weekend. I hid my feelings like any good negotiator in a bad position. Then once the weekend was over, I cleaned out my office, I came back to Hioi and sent Baihu my resignation. Later, I found out I was pregnant with Callum. When the DNA test confirmed that Henry wasn't the father, I meant to terminate the pregnancy, but I couldn't bear to do it. And so Callum, my son, one of the joys of my life. Maybe this man fancies himself as Callum's father. Even if he does, that still doesn't guarantee Callum's safety among those people. Baihu is still Baihu, and maybe that man just wants to get back at me for leaving him. After all, he had the audacity to say that I broke his heart. This is why I can't allow Callum to go. I would rather my son hate me forever than give himself to that world. Well, tell him the truth! Tell him what happened! Tell him the truth and let him decide. Ermine draws himself up to her full height. She restores herself to her usual regal bearing. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have troubled you with my problems. You probably come here on business and your time is valuable. Can I show you anything? Tell Callum the truth, you dumbass. Alright, no, I'm sorry, take care. Why can't I tell her to tell him the truth? I'll leave you be. Wait, maybe another time? Nope. Like, the issue I have is that this is actually quite simple, but for the sake of the game, they took like a fairly simple set of stories and they dragged it out. They dragged it out for like hours and hours and hours and hours. Because they had to fill the game. You see what I mean? Actually, we could have resolved all of this in the first conversation if the game didn't artificially cut the conversation. So that, you know, to force us to come back at a later time. It's not that complicated. Just talk to each other, right?